Hi, B. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Beautiful. And, like I mentioned earlier, thank you so very much for honoring the invite. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, B. Yeah. You see, I am quite excited to have you on the show for some reasons. Firstly,
Okay.
my interest in knowledge seeking, because I believe in order to transition from a chaotic situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of quality information, knowledge. And you see, B,
Absolutely.
ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. And that's going to make our conversation here today very, 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 very important to me and even to the audience. Okay, the second reason why I'm excited to have B on the show is for the sake of the listeners. You know, I believe there are some things that you know that they need to hear you say, I mean, directly from your mouth, in order for them to get educated, get unstuck, and get enlightened. I believe that. And lastly, that is me again.
Love it.
I am
Yeah,
convinced I'm definitely going to learn one or two things from you, from your story, your insights,
I
your
hope so.
experiences. I know so. So for that reason, B, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your journey, how you got here, and afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, B, over to
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. So, man, about a year and a half ago or so, my son was like, "Hey, mom, you've been to some really cool places. You should start a Facebook page, and that way I could show all my friends and talk about the places you've been and this and that and whatever." And I was like, "Okay, sure, let's do it. We'll see where it goes." Literally thinking that it was only going to be me showing him and his select friends. I didn't really think it was going to be anything, and then it sort of blossomed. I started doing a lot of like inspirational quotes and really kind of diving deep into it and doing a self discovery while I was also transitioning into this travel brand called Life, Love, and Travel. So since then, it's kind of blossomed into a boutique. We now have a lot of beachwear and that sort of thing. And then in addition to that, it's also become a
Amazing.
podcast. Yep. Beachside Banter with B is my podcast, and it's been a lot of fun. It's something that has really been eye opening for me and a little scary. I'm not going to lie to you; it was a little scary, very much so out of my comfort zone. But doing that, I feel like it's been really fun and very very fulfilling. So I'm really excited about it.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. And you see, the fact that it is scary and you're still doing it shows that you're a strong woman. And I love that.
Yeah, I try anyways. I'm very strong
Yeah.
willed, I should say.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you say me thanks to your son for giving you such how do I put it? A great advice. Open a Facebook page. He did well.
He did, yeah.
Okay.
He's been my
Yeah.
inspiration and my big
Mm,
motivator throughout all of this. He's definitely
I
the one that's been
love
like, "Yeah,
that.
mom, you should do this. You should do this." And I'm like, "All right,
Oh,
let's see where it goes." So it's been fun.
that's beautiful. What's his name?
Wyatt.
Okay, Wyatt. What a great
Yeah.
guy. Okay, so shall we get started with the questions, B?
Yeah. What you got for me?
Okay. All right. Let's see. So, let us talk about volunteercation. All right.
Yeah.
So, what sparked your love for volunteercations? You got it?
Yeah, so I do a lot of volunteering at home. I on the weekends I usually will go to the animal shelter and hang out with them, do a little bit of dog walking, that sort of thing, just for a couple hours. And I kind of was thinking that there has to be something that I could do to give back to these beautiful countries that I'm going to and these beautiful islands. And I feel like the best way to do that is through either helping, at their animal shelters there, or helping out like schools and that sort of thing with like English and that. So I told my husband, it was maybe 4 years ago or so, I was like, hey, I'm going on my birthday vacation. I think what I really want to do is spend a whole day at the animal shelter. And he's like, okay, we'll see how that goes, So I set it up. I talked to, we were going to St. Thomas. I talked to their animal humane society, and they, set everything up. We volunteered there. And then I was like, hey, I heard that you can also transport pets, to the mainland United States. And she was like, yeah, we do this. Here's the thing. Told me the whole spiel. And I was like, how can I do that? That sounds awesome. So my husband and I then grabbed 2 puppies and we took them back to United States. We met up with the people at the animal shelter here in Missouri, and they were able to take them on. We now have found them homes, and it's been really fun to be able to watch the puppies grow up and that sort of thing. So I try to, I don't want to take a lot whenever I come as a tourist, because I feel like a lot of times, you don't really like tourists, right? They get a bad name because they come in, they use up everything, and then they leave and they don't really care. So I want to be different from that. My main goal is to give back. And I feel like that's kind of, the best way that I can. So I always try to do that, incorporate at least a day into all of my trips. Do that.
Beautiful. I love that part where you said you want to be different. I love that.
Very much.
Yeah. So let us talk about, what inspired you to create life, love, and travel. And now I want us to focus on how it has evolved, since its inception. You get that?
Yeah. So like I said, my son kind of pushed me into the Facebook page. And then what really kind of made me continue with it was the fact that I saw myself reaching an audience that I didn't think that I would be able to do. And I actually started to gain friendships with these followers and such. I don't like even calling them followers. I call them my Facebook cousins. So I started, developing friendships and that sort of a thing and a relationship with them. And being able to do that is what kind of encouraged me to continue with Life, Love, and Travel. When we first started talking about the name, I told him that I didn't want it to necessarily be 100% travel, because I can't travel 100% of the time. So I wanted there to also be life and love part of that, because those are my other 2 favorite things. So in order to do that, I kind of bring about a mom type voice to a lot of my Facebook, Instagram, that sort of thing, and just try to preach, love and happiness and really chasing your dreams and your goals. And I feel like once people step out of their comfort zones and they actually try to do what they've always dreamt about doing, they usually succeed.
Sorry about that, B.
Oh, that's okay. No
The
worries.
network just went off. It just went off. Sorry. Okay, so
Story
let
of
us
my
proceed.
life, I tell you. Yeah.
Okay, let us
Do
talk
you
about.
remember where we
Okay,
cut out, or do you want me to start over? You tell me.
okay, yeah, I got where you stopped talking. So I was about to
Oh,
ask you
perfect.
another question. Yeah. So let us talk
Okay.
about
So,
your boutique. All right. What makes
yeah.
your boutique's beachwear line unique,
Mhm.
and how does it reflect the coastal lifestyle?
Well, I try to pick different clothing that I think would be comfortable for all ages. And well, I can't necessarily say all ages, 'cause I don't really have toddlers and that in there. Mostly from 18 to 55. I try to pick a lot of clothes that can be worn all the way through. So I'm not necessarily focused on one specific style or one specific trend. And I'm just trying to make it fresh and fun. I would like for it to eventually be an all-stop place where, eventually you'll be able to come to me and get your travel plans. And you can also visit my boutique and get your clothing for your vacations. And then, we can also follow up maybe with the podcast and hear about your trip, that sort of thing. So that's the overall
Mm.
goal. We'll see if that actually happens.
Whoa, that's a smart one. I love that. I love that. Okay, let us get personal a bit. All right. So, how
Yeah.
has your personal life, being a mom, a wife, and a pet lover, impacted your journey as an entrepreneur and storyteller? Hmm.
Yeah, I've got to say my husband and my kids are the absolute they're everything to me. If I didn't have them in my corner, I think it would be a lot more difficult for me to do what I'm doing. But from the very, very beginning, they've all been like, yeah, you should do it. See what happens. If it doesn't turn anything, it's not a big deal. It's still really cool that you're trying. So they've really pushed me out of my comfort zone, out of the realm of my normal life, and have really helped me to kind of find that inner strength and that motivation to keep going. So I couldn't be here without them. That's for sure.
I love that. Beautiful family. That's how it ought to be. Amazing. I love that.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have just two more to go. Some people cannot really balance being a wife and a business owner with being a mom. They can't balance these things. So I want to ask, how do you balance travel, family life, and running your business? How do you balance this stuff?
Honestly, my biggest thing I use is Motion AI. I don't know if you've ever used it or not, but it's basically like an AI calendar. It keeps me in track on everything that I need to do. And I found that prioritizing things have really, really helped with things, and also setting aside goals for every week. I feel like once I set those goals aside and I know what it is that I'm striving for, it really kind of helps me maintain my balance. I know exactly how many hours I need to put into each thing that I'm doing and that sort of thing with my calendar. So, and on top of that, though, I also have, like I said, my husband's a great support rock for me. So if there's things that I can't get to, he's always willing to hop in and make sure that it's done for me, and that sort of thing. And my kids as well. So, like I said, I wouldn't be here without them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so to bring this to an end, B, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those ones who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you're doing, you said some amazing stuff and it resonated and they would love to learn more. How can that be possible?
I guess follow your dreams. That would be like my number one thing to everybody. If you have something in your head that you want to accomplish or even want to try to accomplish, do it. There's no age limit on chasing your dreams. You could start over 1,000 times in your lifetime, and you just pick yourself back up and get going. And then, as far as finding me and Life, Love, and Travel, you can just do a quick Google search. I'm usually the first one that pops up. The boutique is Life, Love, and Travel's Beachwear Boutique. I know it needs a better name, but we haven't made it that far. And then the podcast, you can find me at Beachside Banter with B. We usually try to post on every Tuesday, and I'm on every social media platform you can think of.
Beautiful. And you've just gained a new listener, all right? Immediately we're done, I'll ensure I give you a follow. So that's going to be the end of the show, B. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. We'll definitely keep in touch. Talk soon.